didn't even see that. I'll have to look. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Sharon Tice, and I'm your practitioner of the day. So if cell phones are not on mute, please check that. Good morning to everyone here in the sanctuary and to those of you who are online. So let us start by relaxing into our chairs. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, feeling the energy of Mother Earth rising up through the ground, up through the floor, up through your feet, your legs, your body, your neck, and through your head. As this energy from Mother Earth rises up through you, your body feels alive and yet relaxed. Take some deep, slow, gentle breaths in through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. With each breath, release any tension that you might feel. This is a time of change, letting go of the old and inviting in the new. So breathe in the new and breathe out the old. Focus on relaxation and peace. Every day is a new start. If our lives are filled with old stories, old habits, and old beliefs, there is no room for change. Let those old limiting beliefs, stories, and habits go and create space for the new. With change, there can be anxiety or stress. So it is important to stay centered in your heart. Maintain your heart as your center of calm. Relax and let go. Give yourself some peaceful space. Breathe in the new, breathe out the old. release, and renew. And as you begin to open your eyes and return to the room, take another deep, cleansing breath, releasing the old and blessing the new with peace, love, and joy. Namaste.
Good morning, beautiful CSL people here and there. Our service speaker this morning is no longer our guest speaker, but our beloved new minister, Reverend Tracy Herrick, who we welcome with open arms, hearts, and minds. Next week and the following few weeks, we will have guest speakers while Reverend Tracy does all she has to do to get herself here and somewhat settled. So, on August the 13th, our very own Maestro Jackson Rausch will enlighten us. I don't know what the topic is going to be, but we know him and we'll be enlightened. I'm sure of it. On August the 20th, Hazel Bowman will speak and share her deep commitment of love and dedication for the science of mind philosophy. And don't forget, her class begins the day before on August 19th, which is a Saturday, from 8:30 until 11 something, and it's called Ignite Your Life. On Wednesday, August the 9th, from 4 to 6 p.m., the Circle of Creative Expression will delve into food art. Gets my attention. And on Saturday, August the 12th, is CSL Orientation for those of you who are interested in becoming a CSL member, or maybe just to attend and get more information before you decide to become a member. And as always, I ask that you refer to your Sunday program for all of the circle times and dates and all of the happenings here at CSL, like in the coming future. A welcome event for Reverend Tracy, a new circle called Dress a Girl Around the World, a yoga class, weekly bingo, Zen meditation, and concerts, one with Karen Drucker and Led Zeppelin cover band Led Zepp Again. Talk to Jackson about that one. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Is this carrying? Okay. I'm Sharon Tice. I'm your practitioner of the day. And let us begin with prayer. Let us focus on the joy that comes to us through the one, the only, the one mind, the universal truth. For that one is the all that there is, encompassing all things, from the smallest atom to the largest mammal, to the world, to the universe. And we here today are all a part of that one. And as a part of this power for good, we have access to love, joy, and to all good things. As we pray together, we are now a part of our new story. As we breathe out, let go of the old, and breathing in, welcome the new. For during our center's change, and during this new day, this new time, Spirit is here with us, and divine energy fills our sanctuary and encompasses all who are here and all of those who are online. We are so blessed, and so it is.
So it is. All right. Let's all stand. Jackson is not here. You'll have to settle for me, I guess. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Come on now. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's go back to this little light of mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All right, here we go. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let me hear you now. Hide it under a bushel, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. We got the light of love. We've got the light of love. We're gonna let it shine. We've got the light of love. We're gonna let it shine. That's it. We've got the light of love. We're gonna let it shine, 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 everybody. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm just like blinded by all the light that is shining here right now. For this is the light of God. Isn't it, Sharon?
Beautiful.
It is just beautiful. And so as we do that, we have this opportunity of knowing that we are shining that light that is within each of us, don't we? Oh, how wonderful. And so for all of you here, as well as to those who are watching online, welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living here in Prescott, where we provide you the opportunity of knowing who you truly are, the truth of your being. We do this through our classes, through our workshops, through our circle, recognizing that creative power that is always within you, that transforms your life, that blesses this world. And in fact, I'm somewhat reminded of that old saying, you had the power all along. And that is truly what is within you. Sky, thank you so much for that wonderful, wonderful opening. Please know that wherever you've been, whatever self-judgments you may have about yourself, please know that you're entirely welcome here this morning, just the way you are and just the way you think you are not. Because I can assure you that's just a thought. And it is not the fact or the truth of your spiritual being. My name is Hazel Bowman. You can tell I have the joy in being your service leader this morning. And with me is Sharon Tice, who's been our practitioner of the day. Both Sharon and I are religious science practitioners, part of your practitioner corps that serve this center. And Sharon, thank you so much for that beautiful meditation, breathing in the new, breathing out the old. And in that new, I felt that energy, that wonderful sense of liveliness. And joining us for the very first time on our platform is Reverend Tracy Herrick, as I invite our board president, Tom Kimberly, to please step forward. Miss Tracy, we're going to ask that you please rise. Hold on. We had to do a surprise for you.
Hello, everybody here and everybody online. I would like to share a little story about divine creation. Several years ago, then Tracy Herrick was visiting our neighborhood and thought how wonderful it would be to minister here. About 2 years ago, our minister resigned. Tracy had become a minister, so that took time. She got a coach, she got a teacher, and she learned about ministry. We had to learn how to run a center. We made a few mistakes, but we did a lot of good things too. We worked our way through the beloved community classes by Reverend Kath. We worked through the search committee, interviewing other ministers. Meanwhile, Tracy became Minister Tracy. And she was one of the first people that actually applied here at our center. But we weren't ready. We had to do more work on our center ourselves. And while Reverend Tracy was ministering at other centers and learning how to be a minister, we were learning how to be a better center. And so together we are here now, and I'd like to present you
Y'all gonna make me cry.
the red roses are obviously for love, and the yellow ones are for friendship and sincerity.
You're so beautiful.
And we know that's what we're creating here and now.
Yes.
We also want to give you
I get a shirt too.
a CSL,
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
a CSL t-shirt.
I'll wear it.
My eyes still aren't the best.
So, look at that. Yay! Thank you, Tom. Thank you. Oh, that was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. We can just let that be the talk and go eat.
Absolutely. You can just set him down over there. Oh, isn't that joyous to be able to welcome our new minister? And it's just a welcome at this time. The installation will be later on, probably at the beginning of 2024. You know, I had mentioned that Sharon and I are part of the members of your practitioner corps. And things that practitioners love to do is we love to teach, but we also pray. In fact, we say prayers every day, even for myself, whenever an emergency vehicle passes me with their sirens blazing. I always say, God is there first, for it's true. And we just love this opportunity of recognizing the truth of God's presence that is in every single situation. And so what I encourage you to do is that if there is something that is taking you out of your comfort zone, or maybe there's a form of dis-ease that is occurring within your body temple, or maybe it's as simple as you want to express gratitude, which is so powerful within itself, as well as maybe just wanting more of a good thing, which is also really good. But anyway, you'll see in the front seat pocket before you that there are Ministry of Prayer requests. So go ahead, complete one of these. Whatever it is, there is a box out in the lobby area that you would put it in there. And then Sharon, our practitioner for the week, she'll go ahead and she'll collect all these. And then that way, we, the practitioners, will be praying the spiritual truths for you for the entire week. You may also join us in consciousness tomorrow at 10 a.m. when we gather in our Ministry of Prayer list. Or you may decide to kind of kickstart it a little bit and maybe want to meet with a practitioner for a quick, what we call a 3-minute miracle. And so after service, we invite you to come up where the practitioners in service are standing, and practitioners are wearing these stoles. And they will take you aside for a few minutes as you share briefly what it is what's occurring, as well as what you want to experience. Because that's how your life starts to change, is knowing what you want to experience and putting that into motion. And so feel free to do that, or you can also meet one-on-one with a practitioner. These are about 1-hour sessions, and it gives you the opportunity of going a little deeper, going a little, digging a little bit more, and unearthing what may be preventing you from experiencing all that is good that is already in store for you. And so, and for those, and we'll be doing this shortly, today is also Birthday Sunday. So for those of you who were born in the month of August, one of our gifts as the practitioners to you is a complimentary one-on-one session. So we'll be giving out those bookmarks a little later. But the beauty about our teachings here at the center is that we recognize that there are so many ways of knowing our oneness with that divine presence. And so with that, I invite our candlelighters to please step forward, and Sharon, you as well. For the Center for Spiritual Living honors all faith traditions. As we light a candle for the world's religions, it is to acknowledge both our multiplicity and our unity.
We light a candle for Christianity based on teachings of Jesus the Christ, who taught the path of love, forgiveness, and healing by the presence within.
For Islam, the practice of submitting to the will of God, as revealed to his prophets, peace be upon them, who taught that there is one God, creator of the heaven and the earth.
For Judaism, a community of shared laws, traditions, and family ties, which we began with the covenant between Abraham and God.
For Buddhism, the middle path that ends suffering and awakens mindfulness and compassion.
For Hinduism, the path of knowledge, action, and devotion.
For the Native American traditions and those who walk the good red road, including the people of the sun, better known as the Yavapai.
For Baha'i, the path of unity and peace.
For all the goddess traditions, embracing the divine feminine as maiden, mother, and crone, also known as wisdom keeper.
And for the science of mind, which is the philosophy of life that teaches that there is a power for good in the universe, and we can use it.
And let us anchor that with our own affirmation here, which is, we are here for God. Our purpose is to express the nature of God as love, abundance, and joy in everything we do. The good we seek for ourselves is what we desire for all people everywhere. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Lord.
One love, one heart, let's we are together and feel alright. One love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. Yeah, we are together and feel alright. I recognize there's only one power. I unify with all there is. Put my words to the law, give thanks and praises. I realize and I let it go. So it is, so it is. One love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. One love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. One love, one love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. We are together and feel alright. I recognize this is only one power. I unify with all there is. Put my words to law, give thanks and praises. I release and I let it go. So it is and so it is. One love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. Everybody. One love, one heart, we are together and feel alright. We are together. We are together and feel alright.
Thank you, Sky. For we are together. So let us now go into our in-service meditation. So relax into your chair, close your eyes, or keep a soft gaze. Focus on soft, even breathing. And as you breathe in the new, and breathe out the old. For this is a time of change, releasing our old story and bringing in our new story. So set your intention for a peaceful journey and let divine energy move through your body. Focus on peace, love, charity, and joy. Release and renew. Smile and let go. Namaste.
I guess I'm also the soloist.
Yes. And you know, one of the joys when Jackson is not available, is not in town, we have this fabulous opportunity of having Skye Conwell with us. And so I'm just delighted. Skye, thank you so much for all the music you've played so far. Continue.
Okay. Thank you very much. don't believe in superstars, organic foods, and foreign cars. I don't believe the price of gold, the certainty of growing old, that right is right and left is wrong, and north and south can't get along, that east is east and west is west, and being first is always best. But I believe in love. I believe in babies. I believe in spirit. And I believe in you. Well, I don't believe that heaven waits for only those who congregate. I like to think that God is love. He's down below, He's up above. He's watching people everywhere. He knows who does and doesn't care. And I am an ordinary man. Sometimes I wonder who I am, but I believe in love. I believe in music. I believe in magic. I believe in you. I know with all my certainty what's going on with spirit and me is a good thing. It's true. I believe in you. I don't believe integrity is as common as it used to be. In working days and sleeping nights, that black is black and white is white, that Superman and Robin Hood are still alive in Hollywood, that gasoline's in short supply, the rise in cost of getting by, but I believe in love. I believe in mom and dad. I believe in children. And I believe in you.
Sky, that was so perfect. Oh, you know, he was just introduced to New Thought not too long ago. Isn't it wonderful how you've embraced all of this? You bless our life. And you know, when we talked on Thursday, he was setting up for a gig, so we are so fortunate to have him with us at all times. Thank you so much. Well, I'm not going to say very much here, other than a little over a year ago, I had the pleasure of introducing this woman as our guest speaker. Well, now I have the absolutely distinguished honor of introducing her as our new minister, Reverend Tracy Herrick.
And this needs to look at me too. There we go. We're all set. All right. So, my mic's not on? Can we turn me on? Are we on now? Maybe my fidgeting. That's okay. You know, things happen. This is life in action. Okay, where's the button? Yeah, it's gotta come up and out. All right. There we go.
Oh, 1 second.
Don't talk yet. There we go. Okay. Check. Well, you know, I'm not modest, so hello. Okay, I am interactive, however, so we're going to do this. I want you, we're going to raise the vibration even more. Sky, I believe in you too. That's such a beautiful song. Thank you so much. And we are creating a magnetic home, a magnetic that sends out into the ethers. Come here, we want to love you up. So I want, if you're able, to stand up, if you can. And if you can't, it's fine too. And I want you to look at your magnetic. I'm talking before my head's going. I want you to look at your neighbor and say, I'm magnetic, you're magnetic. I'm magnetic, you're magnetic. I'm magnetic, you're magnetic. I'm magnetic, you're magnetic. Woo! Yes, you are. We are going to embody that, and I love getting the vibration up and going because we take this out into our everyday life. All right, and so now we can, good morning. Good morning, Prescott, and our virtual family. We are so happy that you are with us today, and we are blessed that you took the time to give this gift to yourself. Hazel and I were having this discussion about those who are given much, much is required. And what we had this brief conversation, which always changes my talk, but I have to talk about it, is that that part that is required is the part you give to yourself. That what is required is the dedication and the time that you get to know thyself, to give to thyself, to uncover thyself, which goes along with our talk today. The other second beautiful synchronicity is my email, or one of them, is Inspired Rev, the Inspired Rev. My license plate says Inspired Rev, and we were coming out of the office, and what is on the office door? Inspired. One mind, right? If that doesn't tell you I'm supposed to be here, I will. I'm supposed to be here. All right, so today's talk title is Go Where the Ocean Takes You, Answering the Call of Presence. Well, we already discussed there's one mind, and so really the whole process of this and our philosophy is tuning into that one mind and tuning out the small mind, that little voice that we have to learn to distinguish the difference between. And when I first found Science of Mind and I walked into Mile High and I sat down and they kept talking about the call. And I really walked out thinking I'm not on the call list. I'm on the do not call list. I'm on the D&I, I think they call it. And people would talk about these stories about how they had this girl was running in the park and all of a sudden everything lit up and she fell to her knees and knew God. And I'm like, I want some of that. But it took a while for me to discover God, my true self, my higher self, through my own commitment and dedication, my own answering the call. And I would just really want to share with you today. I just noticed here that I did not put my joke. So that's okay, because, you know, being inspired, and I think the joke with the microphone and everything was funny enough, right? But I really think that Ernest Holmes tuned into this too. Ernest Holmes says, a realization of the presence of God is the most powerful healing agency known to the mind of men. And I like to tune into his words, the mind of men. So the minds of men, we have our personality self that drives and works and has relationships and knows how to cook and clean and, can have whatever. But we also have our self, our higher self, our true self. And we're often led by that little mind, and we find ourselves in a community like this to expand who we truly are, to, I like to say, push out, but really we're not pushing out, we're drawing into our heart and accepting the reality of the way life is, and we're bringing it in and healing it, if you'd like to use that word, or revealing the higher and true presence of God and waking up to the synchronicities of life. It's so beautiful when you start to wake up for it. Like it's miracle. I think I shared I have a little book of miracles in my workshop, and I go back and reflect on those because when we are in a dark moment or a dark night, we can easily forget how God showed up just moments before. In Dory, or Finding Nemo, I love this. In Finding Nemo, Dory is on the hunt for the EAC, the Eastern Australian coastline, or current. Thank you. Husbands, they like to correct you. And I let him. He's riding on the sea backs of turtles, and he wakes up, after having a really rough time, and the turtle says, "Yo, dude, what are you doing?" And Dory says, "I'm trying to find the EAC." And the turtle says, "You're in it. Just go with the flow." And that whole movie, that's what stood out to me. Something in my higher self said, "Tracy, you're in it. You are it." And it took a little bit of time from that realization to get to this stabilization of there is something that the mind of Tracy can always count on. The mind of Tracy had to learn to trust. The mind of Tracy had to let go of disappointments and failures and happy little mistakes. And the mind of Tracy had to be humbled a little bit to the higher vibrations of God so that we could invite that in and learn to trust it. And there are some days that I still don't. But when a miracle like this happens, me standing here, you can't deny it, right? So I like to use my story, my own personal experiences, because they're the only ones you got, right? We can go out on the playground, we can taste an orange, we can play in the sand, and you can say to your neighbor, "Oh, the sand, come on in," or come into the current, you're in it, and you can only describe to them your personal experience of it. Right? And they're left trying to really understand the text of what you're talking about, the taste, the sounds, the smells. But unless you experience the divine for yourself, it is only a conversation. And once you discover this part of yourself, your truth, your higher power, whatever you want to call it, God, universe, spirit, it is a you. You are it. And sometimes what I have found is in the pursuit of this, that there is the source is a voice resonant. It resonates with you. It calls you forth. It is a yearning. But the mind is a story filled with worry. If you want to know you're in the little mind, you are typically in worry, shame, blame, guilt, and it normally is going out instead of coming in. But the beauty of that gift to you is that triggers have you turn around when you are capable and accept the situation that is going on. We bring it into our heart. It is revealed to us maybe at the age of when that trigger or trauma could have occurred for us. And then we are able to wholly step in and stop judging our past self. We don't have to judge that 10, 15. Ooh, I made a lot of mistakes at 15, okay? But you know what? I look back and all of them led me to here. And they all led me to have and be prepared to be a minister to give you some beautiful story to talk about, right? And the glorious journey to my higher and true self. And this week at work, I had an interaction with my boss, and I can sometimes take things a little personally. And she was so loving, but my little mind was stuck in worry about something that wasn't even happening. I made it all up. And I went to talk to my husband, and he's like, "Is that really what happened?" Yes, why are you listening to me? The tears are coming, trying to make a decision about how all of this will work. And of the voice in my mind said, "Why do you toil? Even my lilies don't toil. They are fed. They are nurtured. The sun shines on them." And in that moment, a stillness came over me, and I made a decision. And I made a decision that this was brought to me, and I get to step into it fully. And I know that fear is the mind, and the worry, and love is the voice resonant. and to be fully present. I have goosebumpies. I know I'm telling you the truth because I have goosebumpies. But it was such a beautiful thing because, for me leaving everything that I believe that I have worked for 8 years at a company in this, I call it false sense of security because is there really security in work? But the little mind likes to think there is. And so I decided, no, it's time for me to step into that dream. The door opened, the silence came, and my teacher, one of my teachers, Glory G. Hummingbird, she's a beautiful name, she's like, Tracy, I've been watching you and our little group be in your mind for a whole week, and I am calling you out. She's like, I know you need dental work and you need the insurance and and your husband needs to feel safe, but you know what? What got you here? And I was like, oh, the voice resonant. So I was able to look at my mind, and I share that story with you, and I will often share stories with you because finding that higher self and knowing thyself is your experience and letting you know that you're not alone. This is what the little mind does to us. It makes us feel like we're not alone, right? And what the voice resonant says is there is one mind, which Hazel reminded me of this morning. And I thought, oh, that is okay, I'm gonna do the turtle, the raddest way to understand that, right? That we are in it. We are not separate from it, but the little mind creates division and separation. There's you and me, but there isn't. There is one mind. But when we're looking from it from the aspect of the little mind, the personality self, the voice that is worry, then we create two. But if we understand the wholeness, then there is only one. And so this is something else my teacher said to me. I was asking her a question yesterday in our little Zoom meeting, and I sometimes when you say something and you think you sound so profound, and a good teacher will go, well, I just have one thing to say about that. She's like, yeah, Tracy, I can see it that way, but I kind of just look at everything as the whole. And I was like, oh, there's my divisiveness, right? And the thing that I love and encourage about classes and sitting up in front of somebody who has done the work is that to learn to speak freely so they can catch those deep-seated and held beliefs that we're speaking from. And I can tell you when you're afraid to speak because they're going to catch you, that's when you should speak, because that is the mind telling you to hide. And the voice resonant is telling you to say it so someone can show you that's where it's at. And as soon as you hear it, shift changes. Shift. It's a total shift. A higher consciousness reveals itself, and you walk out the door, and the sun is shining on you, and you're like, oh, and then you're driving down the freeway, and someone cuts you off, and you're like, where did that go? But it didn't go anywhere. It takes time. It takes time to move habitually for eons or lifetimes, if you will. We have given all of our attention to the objective world and very little to the subjective world. And so this is our habit to go out. So you are yourself already, but the habit is to believe that you are the name and conditions and theories and philosophies that you were groomed to be. But the truth is, the only thing that we need to realize is that is the lie, and you are the truth. You are already in the EAC. And man, we're gonna have a good time, right? We are gonna have a good time. I want you to wake up. Wake up to truly who you are. The presence is fulfilling. It fills you up. It does not empty you. If you are feeling empty, you are caught in mind. Phone a friend. Man, I'm worried about something. I'm caught in mind. Can you get me back? Can you just point me in the right direction? And I'm telling you, when you're in the mind, you don't really want direction. You don't. You want someone. I play a good victim. And my teacher, Tom, is like, maybe we just got a little victim going on. And he was very gentle about it in the beginning because I didn't really know that that's the approach or the personality that I had developed towards life. And as he unfolded this over 3 years, and now I can totally see it and feel it. And it's not that I want to push it away anymore. Before, I wanted to run from the victim. I didn't want anyone to see that I felt like a victim. And I wanted to hide it. And you build this spiritual piety where you don't let anyone help you. You're like, I'm a practitioner. you know, or I'm a minister, and you go into these meetings, or you know, and you're kind of full of yourself, but in a different way. And then that too is a next step on the rung, and then that gets dissolved until it's finally all purified because it's all brought home. And all is revealed by showing you that you have made no mistakes. You have done nothing wrong. There is not one thing that you can do that would ever make you not who you truly are. There's only the mind, the little mind, that is filled with worry, but the source is a voice resonant that will always be who you are. And so we start to look as a practitioner and a minister when you're sitting with somebody and you listen. I think the gift of a practitioner really is the attunement of the voice resonant to listen so that you can hear from someone who is willing to share with you, to point out to them in the most difficult time of their life with true compassion and empathy, because the voice resonant is always truly compassionate and empathetic, where their next step might be, if they're willing, because we have choice. There was a choice for me to stay at my job or to step into this fully. And this is the other thing Glory G said to me was, I'm so glad you saw there's a choice. But when in my little worry mind, that's trying to stay safe and not re-experiencing life in a financial lack or limitation, because all of these things were the things that I was thinking about, and how is this going to happen? And the voice resonant said, haven't I already shown you that? He has. It has. And this is what I want you to know about me, that I am grounded in that truth. And ever so often I can slip, but I have the ability to phone a friend and to be reminded. And my friend Fish, you've all met, you know, she'll say to me, you having a bad day? Oh, maybe you forgot who you are. When I want, and I'm like, I didn't forget who I am. My boss. And she's like, there is no boss. You don't get to do that anymore, Tracy. But you know, we do have to have a little leeway and a gentleness to turn people around, to show them themselves, right? And we're not, I'm talking about like we're doing the doing, but we're not. We are brought into their presence magnetically, because what you are is the director, the writer, and the character of your own movie. And you bring into you to reflect back to you that which you are and that which needs to be upgraded to 2.0. Right? And so even those relationships that are difficulty are much more profound than the ones that reflect back to you love, because those feel good. And we have a tendency to gravitate to those people. But the reality, if there was no one in friction with us, we are born in friction, we die by friction, and we learn by friction. Those are the people that help us. And I get that some of those traumas are by far more difficult than I could ever imagine. But I promise you, the voice resonant is still there with you. And there is still someone that you can call and phone a friend to. Ernest Holmes says, all of the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it was true. So sometimes our character has to put on a little show, right? We have to sometimes fake it till you make it. And, you know, I've done plenty of this. But you know what happens is when you start to change your mind, when you start to see yourself and how you respond to others, then a change occurs within. And then these people, maybe they go away. Maybe you find a whole new loving relationship. Bill and I went through a very large change in our lives. Most of you have seen my little man running around here. And, you know, he's loved by many. And I'm kind of the person that is like, mine. You can't have him, he's mine. And the voice resonant reminds me, no, Tracy, I brought him to you so that you could influence him. You are here to guide him. We do not own our children. We are here to point them in the right direction, to be a loving presence and source for them. And through this process and lots of family drama for many years, he is loved by myself and his grandma and another grandma, and we've all learned to share sometimes. And you know, my relationship with his other grandma, it took work. It took me continually going in, continually listening to the voice resonant, letting go of the past, realizing that if you grew, Tracy, other people can grow too. Other people can show up, and she's going to show up the way you see her. So you need to change the way you see, and the way you see will then change the world. And the voice resonance says yes. And the mind of worry calms. And as we study, and as we take classes, and as we require much of ourselves, love becomes us. And then those that show up already, they're willing, and they want to work, and you want to grow. And the world becomes a better place because you have become a better world from the inside out. This is the voice resonant. And with that, I will just leave you just wanting you to know that you, being here today, and you couldn't be in a church, in a center like this, without having already stepped onto that path or being influenced by someone. And you don't have to go out and go, hey, you should come to my center, although it would be nice, you can. When you go out and you are magnetic and you are kind and loving and beautiful to yourself, we don't have to be that way to others. We have to be that way to ourselves, and we are automatically that way to others. Then they want some of what you have. My elevator speech is, you know, your friends, they'll be great to you. They are the source of great comfort. But if you come where we work, we will take you from where you're at to where you're going. We will reveal the truth of who you are. Your higher self will reign supreme, and you will bring all of your traumas home to rest. And the one voice resonance will be your life unfolding moment by moment. And this is what Ernest Holmes wanted us to know. And this is what I wanted to share for you today. Namaskar. We can if you'd like. I like to say that, are you going to do that, Hazel, or would you like for me? We're working this out.
We're working it, but make sure you're
Okay.
And yes, we are working this out. And all I want to say to you, Reverend, and isn't she fabulous, Reverend Tracy, from your new expanded family.
Yay!
Welcome home.
Thank you. Yes!
Welcome home. And would you do us the honor of a spiritual mind treatment?
Yes.
And then, Sky, we can anchor it in song shortly there.
Yes, thank you. I will just like to say that I love to ground my talks as the spiritual mind treatment because they are from spirit to spirit. And it's a magnetic attraction. And thank you for showing up for me and reminding me of who I am. Thank you for welcoming me home. All right, so we just know that there is one mind, one God, one life, and that life is this life right here, right now. As we go within and we start to anchor ourselves in the truth of who we are, in the subjective, as we take time and we commit to our own personal journey, the transformation has already been done. It is a realization of spirit revealing to your little mind that I've got this. There is no need to toil. The sun will come out, the clouds will burst, and the lilies will just be in the valley. They have no worry. The voice resonant is who I am. And I beckon you home as we release all that is false and step into the truth and the nature of who we really are. We take that out into our day, into our life, knowing that it cannot be returned void, because once in truth, always in truth. And we build that character, we build that amount of attention that requires for us to be in that every second of the day, knowing that it is a journey and journeys take time, and love fills every void of who we are. And we send it out to the neighborhood, out to beautiful Prescott and all the boundaries, into the world, into the universe, knowing it cannot be returned void. I am so grateful for this moment. I am so grateful for you. And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, let us all stand and let's just stretch our legs here as we, Sky, if you can lead us into song as we anchor this beautiful message.
We're going to let the Spirit's love and joy and grace wash over us. Are you with me? Let the love wash over us. Let it be. We let joy wash over us. Let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be. The love. Let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the grace wash over us. We let it be.
Thank you so much, Sky. Just love you. Oh. And, just as we are so blessed in this center for having Reverend Tracy as our new minister, now it is our opportunity to share our gifts in blessing our center as well. And so with that, I invite you to please take your love offering, whatever it may be. And for those of you who are watching online, you can text it. And Clay, do we have a QR code yet on the screen? Not yet. By next week, we're hoping to have a QR code on that screen for you online as well. But we ask that you take this gift, for this is the givingness of you. This is the law of circulation that is in action in this moment. And so with that, I ask that you place it over your heart and just hold it there, knowing that you're the heartbeat of God, that heartbeat of divine givingness. And ask them that you please say, as I call the ushers forward. Almost forgot to do that. And so with that, as they walk forward, to say this with me: divine love in and through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, life. And Sky, one more time.
Beautiful day the sun beat down. I had a radio on, I was driving. Trees flew by, me and Del were singing Little Runaway. I was flying, yeah, running down the dream. Never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the dream. Woo. Felt so good, like anything was possible. I hit cruise control and rubbed my eye. Last 3 days, the rain was unstoppable. It was always cold, no sunshine. Yeah, running down the dream. Never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the dream. Woo-hoo. 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 Now I rolled on, and the sky was dark. I put the pedal down to make some time. There's something good waiting down this line road. I'm picking up whatever's mine. All right, sing it if you know the words. I'm running down the dream. Never would come to me, working on a mystery, going wherever it leads, running down the dream. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo. Oh, woo-hoo. One more time. Oh, woo-hoo. Oh, woo-hoo. Woo-hoo.
Woo-hoo. Love it. And Patricia, if you could please come forward. And I'd like to put in my own love offering at this time as well. And so I give thanks as I bless all of the good that is already in store for this center. I am so grateful for the generosity which reflects that infinite source supplying our every need as we go forward here at the center, serving our community in their spiritual growth. And so I call all this good and very good, and go forth and multiply. And so it is.
And so it is. Yes.
Yes. Oh. And so with that, one of the things we love to do here at this center is to welcome those individuals who might be here for the very first time, or maybe it's been a while since you've visited, and if so, you would like to stand up and reintroduce yourselves. Notice who I'm pointing to, but you can't point to somebody or make them feel uncomfortable as I do so. But feel free to stand up, introduce yourself, and share a little bit where you're from. Go ahead.
Dawn and Scott Geddes, and we are back. It's been quite a while that we started with spiritual living centers in about 2009. And we're really glad to be back, and we so much enjoyed it.
We are so glad to welcome you back here. I've missed you when I saw them at the beginning of service, right before service. I was just so delighted. Yes?
Hi, I'm Tab. I've been here a couple of times before. I moved here from Seattle to Sedona, actually, and finally wandered over here, and I'm so grateful for you being here and to join you guys on your new adventure.
I love it. Thank you. And you didn't wander. You were divinely appointed as far as I'm concerned to be here. What a joy. For each of you here, by the way, we have a, oh, is there one more I'm forgetting? Oh, hi. I didn't see you back there. Go ahead.
My name is Dalton Mitchell. That's my body's name, essentially. I am that I am, and I am here, and I'm grateful for everybody.
Nice. Thank you.
Welcome. So glad to have you here, Mr. Mitchell. Oh, and for each of you, we have a phenomenal bookstore out there where you can look at a number of different things, but among that is our used book section. And so we invite you to take one of the books from our used bookstore. It's complimentary. It's to you, our gift to you. I'm sure there will be a book that resonates with them. Oh, and with that, Sky, do you see what, Reverend Tracy, do you see what I see?
I see them.
Oh, let's invite in the children.
Yeah!
Hold on for just a moment. Look at that. I'm in love. And I want you to know you have to watch out. We older women are going for the younger men these days.
Look at all
Yeah,
the kids.
here we are. And so what I would like to do first, do you know who's with us on the platform? Oh, our new minister, Reverend Tracy Harry. Hi.
I'm gonna
so
squeeze-
I'm gonna
squeeze through.
let
Can I
Reverend
squeeze through here?
Tracy.
There we go.
Here, Reverend Tracy, do you want to hand the mic to Seamus here?
All right, Mr.
He's
Seamus.
always good.
Yes, he is. I'll get on this side of you, Seamus.
So we did something a little different today. So we kind of split into two different groups. One of us worked on the fence where we were gonna put the affirmation, love yourself, on the fence like for the playground. And I didn't really know what the rest of us did because I wasn't there.
All right.
Practiced affirmations with the hiding band.
Great.
You want to share one of your affirmations? No?
I might.
You will? You want to go get the microphone from Seamus? No. Yeah, you just talk right into it.
I love myself the way I am.
Yay.
Oh, thank you. And I love you just the way you are, too. Oh, I love it. Today is the first Sunday of the month. And as you may recall, this is what we refer to as Birthday Sunday, where we have the opportunity of asking those who were born in the month of August to stand up. Or if you're on the platform, was anybody here born in the month of August? Because if so, we'd want you to step forward. But if you were born in the month of August, please step up. Uh-oh, and here's Mr. Sky as well. As our gift to you from your practitioners here, as Sharon over there has practitioner bookmarks. These are fabulous. And what it is that collect your bookmark, and this gives you a free one-on-one practitioner session. So please do that, but let's go ahead. If everyone can join us in singing Happy Birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
dear loved one. Happy birthday to you. Oh. And wishing you a month filled with all things wonderful. And so with us, let us stand and join hands as we say our benediction together, and then we'll be singing out.
It's okay.
All right.
Do you guys want to hold hands? Are you okay with that?
All right. Free will, I tell you.
Want me to come between you?
Yeah. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is happening through my mind, my body, and my affairs. I think it, I believe it, I feel it, I know it, I accept it. Thank you, life. Yeah.
Yes, there is peace on earth, and yes, it begins with me. Yes. Yes, peace begins with me, and this is the moment now. With every step I take, let